Learned participants, ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Paneer Selvam, the anchor person for this session, a panel discussion. The IASFS had invited the publishers of science fiction and webmasters as guests of honor. The association had also requested their profile in video format. Some have managed to send their videos in spite of their busy schedules, which will be played by and by. The ISFS commends the services for running their extra mile to popularize science fiction. Let me introduce the personalities by their names and let the videos speak for themselves. The personalities are Dr. Rajiv Ranjan Upadhyaya of Ayodhya, Mr. Prasanna Karandikar of Sindhudurga in Maharashtra, Mr. Deep Ghosh of Calcutta. Now the session is handed over to the chairperson, Dr. Purushottam. Dr. Purushottam.
यह सर्वविदित तथ्य है कि ऋग्वेद विश्व का प्राचीनतम ग्रंथ है और जिस भाषा में ये लिखा गया है वो संस्कृत है। संस्कृत समस्त यूरोपीय, जिन्हें हम भारतीय भाषाएं कहते हैं, उनकी आदि जननी है तथा हिंदी भी इसी से निःसृत हुई है। ऋग्वेद के अंदर बहुत से ऐसे विवरण हैं जो हमारे ध्यान को आकृष्ट करते हैं और इन विवरणों ने हमारे ही नहीं बल्कि हमारे पूर्वजों के भी ध्यान को आकृष्ट किया था। परिणाम स्वरूप अनेक रोचक कथाएं हमारे वैदिक वाङ्मय में विद्यमान हैं। ऋषियों ने पर्वतों को पृथ्वी से उठते हुए और विलुप्त होते हुए देखा था। आज से 11 या 12 हजार वर्ष पूर्व जब धरती पर लघु हिम युग चल रहा था, जिसे अंग्रेजी में मिनी आइस एज कहते हैं, उस समय जब पृथ्वी का जल था वो जम गया था, परंतु तापक्रम बढ़ने के उपरांत कई हजार सालों बाद धीरे धीरे ये बर्फ पिघलना शुरू हुई और जल धीरे धीरे प्रवाहित होने लगा। इस जल को प्रवाहित करने में वैदिक जनों के प्रतिनिधि इंद्र का जो योगदान था वो आज भी वृत्त के वध के रूप में स्मृत है। इसी प्रकार वैदिक वाङ्मय में वर्णित उर्वशी की कथा या अन्य कथाएं हमारे जनमानस में बसी हुई हैं और वो उनका मनोरंजन ही नहीं कराती बल्कि दुर्दैव के समय उनके मार्गदर्शन में भी सहायक होती हैं। इसी कारण हिंदी, जो कि संस्कृत से निःसृत है, मैंने अपनी समस्त विज्ञान कथाएं हिंदी में लिखना प्रारंभ किया। मेरी विज्ञान कथाओं के लेखन का एक मूल सूत्र है, न लिखते किंचित विज्ञान रहितम। मैंने विज्ञान रहित तथ्यों का आश्रय लेकर के कभी विज्ञान कथाएं नहीं लिखी। मेरी समस्त विज्ञान कथाएं विज्ञान तथ्य युक्त और विज्ञान गवेषणा से संबंधित हैं। आज तक मेरी 13 विज्ञान कथाएं प्रकाशित हैं। इनमें से सबसे पहली विज्ञान कथा लघु वैज्ञानिक कथाएं 1979 में प्रकाशित हुई थी और इसका खुले हृदय से पाठकों ने स्वागत किया था। इसके उपरांत आधुनिक विज्ञान कथाओं के भी कई संस्करण निकले तथा प्राचीन वैदिक तथ्यों को ध्यान में रख करके हमारे पुराणों और में विद्यमान आख्यानों के ऊपर लिखी गई पुस्तक वैज्ञानिक पुराकथाएं इतनी लोकप्रिय हुई कि उसका गुजराती संस्करण भी निकला और हिंदी के कई संस्करण निकले। तात्पर्य यह है कि जब लेखन रोचक होगा, भाषा और शैली स्पष्ट होगी तो वो लेखक को आकृष्ट करेंगे। हिंदी में लिखने के पूर्व मेरा यह सौभाग्य था कि मेरे पारिवारिक पुस्तकालय में ग्रंथों की कमी नहीं थी। उसमें संस्कृत, हिंदी और अंग्रेजी के अनेक ग्रंथ थे। इस कारण हाई स्कूल करने के पूर्व मैंने देवकी नंदन खत्री के उपन्यास चंद्रकांता और चंद्रकांता संतति को पूरी तरह से पढ़ा तथा उनके पुत्र दुर्गा प्रसाद खत्री के भी उपन्यास को, भूतनाथ के नाम से जो विख्यात है, कई बार पढ़ा। इतना ही नहीं, उसी काल की अवधि में मुझे सर वॉल्टर स्कॉट की आई वैनहो, अलेक्जेंडर ड्यूमा की थ्री मस्केटियर्स और उनकी विख्यात कृति चिकॉट द जेस्टर को पढ़ने का सौभाग्य हुआ तथा जूल्स वर्न के भी की पुस्तकें मुझे उसी समय उपलब्ध हुई, जिनको मैंने बड़ी रोचकता के साथ पढ़ा। विज्ञान कथाओं की तरफ उन्मुख होने के पूर्व मैंने सर आर्थर क्लार्क, आसिमोव, रॉबर्ट हाइनलाइन, एडगर एलन पो आदि विज्ञान कथाकारों को भी पढ़ा और निश्चित रूप से इन विज्ञान कथाकारों के अवदान से मैं प्रभावित हुआ। परंतु ये कह पाना बड़ा कठिन है कि उनके बिंब हमारी कथाओं में हैं। हिंदी की विज्ञान कथा लेखन की विधा 1884 से लेकर के प्रारंभ हुई, जो 1980 तक आते आते कुछ मंद सी हो गई थी। इसी कारण फैजाबाद में 1997 में हम विज्ञान कथाकारों ने यह निश्चित किया कि एक विज्ञान कथा लेखन समिति की स्थापना की जाए। फलस्वरूप भारतीय विज्ञान कथा लेखन समिति की फैजाबाद में स्थापना की गई और इसका मुख्य उद्देश्य विज्ञान का लोकप्रियकरण करना था। इस हेतु ये निश्चित किया गया कि इस संस्था के माध्यम से एक पत्रिका प्रकाशित की जाए और 2002 में हिंदी की पहली विज्ञान कथा पत्रिका विज्ञान कथा के नाम से प्रकाशित हुई। ये विज्ञान कथा पुस्तिका प्रारंभ में श्याम और श्वेत वर्ण में थी, परंतु कुछ वर्षों के प्रयास के उपरांत NCSTC से अवदान प्राप्त होने के बाद ये पत्रिका रंगीन हो गई और अब इसका अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संस्करण निकल रहा है, जो कि ईमेल संस्करण है और ये पत्रिका देश और विदेशों में जाती है। ये पत्रिका काफ़ी लोकप्रिय है क्योंकि हमने इस दिशा में संपादक होते हुए इस तथ्य का ध्यान रखा कि जो प्रतिष्ठित विज्ञान कथाकार हैं, चाहे वो हिंदी के हों या इतर भाषाओं के, उनके चित्र आवरण पृष्ठ पर दिए जाएं। इस श्रृंखला में अनेक विज्ञान कथाकारों के, हिंदी के विज्ञान कथाकारों के मुख्यतः आचार्य चतुर्सेन शास्त्री, संपूर्णानंद, राहुल सांकृत्यायन आदि के चित्र तो थे ही, परंतु इसके ऊपर विख्यात पश्चिमी विज्ञान कथाकार जॉर्ज ऑरवेल, सर आर्थर क्लार्क, आसिमोव, हाइनलाइन और रूसी विज्ञान कथाकार के भी चित्र दिए गए, जो कि काफ़ी सराहे गए। विज्ञान कथा का नवीन अंक जो अभी प्रकाशित हुआ वो रोमानियन विज्ञान कथाकारों के ऊपर है, जिसकी सराहना रोमानिया में मुक्त कंठ से हुई और सभी विज्ञान कथाकारों ने इसकी सराहना की। तात्पर्य यह है कि विज्ञान कथा अपने उद्देश्य में सफल रही है और हम इसके संपादक के रूप में मेरा ये विनम्र प्रयास रहा है कि मैं विज्ञान कथा लेखन के क्षेत्र में विविध व्यक्तियों को इसमें सम्मिलित करूं। इसमें कोरियन विज्ञान कथाएं भी आई, उनके लेखकों के भी सम्मान मिले, उनको भी हम लोगों ने प्रकाशित किया, उनकी कथाएं भी अनुवादित की गई और अनेक विज्ञान कथाकारों की कथाएं जो स्वदेशी रही हों अथवा बंगला से अनुवादित रही हों या अन्य भाषाओं से अनुवादित रही हों, इस पत्रिका में स्थान पाई हुई है। अब एक सहज प्रश्न ये उठता है कि मैंने हिंदी में लेखन क्यों प्रारंभ किया। उसका मुख्य कारण ये है कि हम विज्ञान कथा किसके लिए लिखते हैं। हम विज्ञान कथा जन सामान्य के लिए लिखते हैं। जब जन सामान्य विज्ञान कथा को पढ़ेगी, उसमें रुचि लेगी, तब इसके लेखन की सार्थकता है। और उसका स्पष्ट प्रमाण है कि मेरे संज्ञान में हिंदी में कई विज्ञान कथाओं के ऊपर शोध प्रबंध लिखे गए, वो प्रकाशित हुए और अनेक लोग भी इस दिशा में कार्य कर रहे हैं। इस संदर्भ में एक रोचक तथ्य की तरफ मैं आपका ध्यान आकर्षित करना चाहूँगा। वो है कि गुरुदेव रवींद्रनाथ टैगोर ने जब शांति निकेतन की स्थापना की तो वहाँ पर छात्र के रूप में प्रख्यात फिल्म अभिनेता बलराज साहनी भी कार्यरत थे, पढ़ते थे और नाटकों में अभिनय भी करते थे। बलराज साहनी से एक दिन गुरुदेव रवींद्रनाथ टैगोर ने पूछा कि तुम नाटक करते हो और लिखते भी हो, किस भाषा में। बलराज साहनी ने बड़े संकोच से कहा, मैं हिंदी में लिखता हूँ। उन्होंने कहा, आश्चर्य है कि तुम पंजाबी होते हुए हिंदी में लिखते हो, तुमको अपनी मातृभाषा में लिखना चाहिए, अपनी मातृभाषा को गौरवान्वित करना चाहिए। ये तथ्य सबके लिए ध्यान देने लायक है, क्योंकि हम अगर अपनी मातृभाषा में नहीं लिखेंगे तो हम विज्ञान कथा की सार्थकता को सिद्ध नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि जनता जनार्दन ही हमारी विज्ञान कथाओं को का आस्वादन करने के लिए और उसकी वास्तविकता को सराहना के द्वारा व्यक्त करने के लिए ही अधिकृत है। इसलिए मेरा ये सुझाव है कि हम भारतवासी अपनी मातृभाषा में विज्ञान कथाएं लिखें और अधिक से अधिक लिखें, क्योंकि ये स्वदेशी का समय है और हम विज्ञान कथाओं को इस दृष्टि से आत्मनिर्भर भारत का एक प्रतीक मानते हुए उन्हें आगे बढ़ाने के प्रयास में सफल हुआ। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं आपके अधिवेशन की कुशलता की और उसे संपूर्णता से समाप्त होने की शुभकामनाएं प्रेषित करता हूँ।
Hello everyone, I am Prasanna Karandikar from Maharashtra and I am a part of science fiction writers group called Sci-Fi Katta. It's first of its kind in Marathi literature, in which people from all over the Maharashtra gathered together to write a story. It started 8 years back when Marathi senior writers in science fiction organized a conference for new budding writers in Marathi Vigyan Parishad, and then I was a participant of it. And at the end of the workshop, all the writers decided to stay together and write some more stories. That's how the concept of Sci-Fi Katta came, and we have been writing stories ever since then. So we earlier had a monthly challenge, we call it as a challenge, where we all decide one topic for a month and write stories regarded to that one particular theme. And then later on we converted it into bi-monthly challenge. Along with that, we had some other kind of topics in which we wrote 6-word science fiction stories, as well as we wrote chain stories where 7 to 8 writers collaboratively wrote stories. So we have been working in it, and more than 100 stories we have published in several reputed Marathi science fiction journals.
What inspired you to write in science fiction?
Writing is a dynamic process. It's not like you plan your story entirely first and then express it. It's a mutual process where you write and it's getting created simultaneously at the same time. So it is something that fascinated me always, and the basic inspiration is always to tell something. any communication between any two people around the world has only one instinct behind it, only one motto behind it. That is, I want to share something. It can be funny, it can be serious, it can be devastating, it can be depressing, it can be anything, but it has to be shared. And when I came across the science fiction genre, I realized it has a tremendous potential to tell the stories unconventionally that cannot be told in the normal forms or in the normal ways. So it's like connecting a very huge network like a spider's web where everything is connected to everything else, and there could be a multiple layers that we might not see otherwise, that we can see through the lenses of science fiction.
What genre your work is belonging?
There are writers I have read who have, in Marathi especially, who have written comedies in science fiction. There are some who have written a great tragedies in science fiction. There are adventures. So I have written in all of them mostly. I have written love story that is a science fiction. I have written a thriller that is a science fiction. I have written a spy story that is a science fiction. I have written a very futuristic story without any genre in a science fiction. So I think apart from comedy, because comedy is very difficult genre to handle, so apart from comedy, I have written in almost every genre, but I personally prefer like drama. So even if it is a love story, or even if it is any historical epic or any futuristic epic, I still prefer to have a very strong drama element into it that comes very boldly and it hits you very hard. Because that's what something personally hits me very hard when I look around into the society. So that naturally tends to get reflected into my stories even if I don't want it to be. I tried writing some light stories, but at the end it just turns out to be very dramatic. So yeah, that's my favorite genre.
What are you inspired by?
Inspiration into writing, I take it in two ways. First is the writers from whom I get inspired, and another is the things that inspire me to write. So these are two different things, because there are writers whom I really admire, from whom I really take inspiration to write, but that doesn't really mean I reflect their genre or their writing skills. For example, there were two prominent Marathi writers that triggered my curiosity about telling stories in my childhood, were Pula Deshpande, that is P.L. Deshpande, and Vapu Kale, V.P. Kale. So those were like phenomenal, eminent writers in Marathi who revolutionized storytelling. And I remember having their audio cassettes in my childhood, as well as audio cassettes of a folk Marathi theatre called as Dashavatar. So I used to hear them in childhood without even knowing that they are stories. And I don't know what, but something about it always attracted to me, so I always used to listen them again and again, even I knew the story. So there was this element X that we always talk about, that you cannot define it, but it still attracts you. So like that, there were many writers. For example, in science fiction, prominent names are like Dr. Bal Phonke, Niranjan Ghate sir, then Subodh Javadekar sir, D.V. Kulkarni sir. There are so many of them. Even Captain Sunil Sule. So I can take any number of names, but it's like everyone has their own speciality, and none of that reflected into my writing as such, but they always made me to think about the experiences and to realize things in a different way. And what inspires me to write is mostly the social events, and I can always see the roots of my every story leaning into some kind of social conflict or something that is related or something that is happening in our society. It can be very minute thing like a fight between two people, maybe they are brothers or maybe they are parent and a child or a lover, or it can be a devastating thing like a riot that burnt out entire civilization, or that might have burnt out a complete colony of 200 houses. So, but it was always social.
Your readers belong to which one?
I mostly write in Marathi, so my readers belong to Maharashtra largely. I tried writing in Hindi as well as English during my college days, but it didn't turn out to be that good, so I chose to write only in Marathi.
I would love to go beyond this region, but
Well, every writer wants, or in fact, every artist wants that maximum number of people should appreciate their work. So, obviously, I would love to go beyond this region, but natural limitation is the language, because literature is completely based upon the language and its quality. So, the translation of the work is the major barrier.
What we could do to increase readership?
I think in this digital age, there is a sharp decline, as I am hearing from many people in the readership. But at the same time, there is a very increasing number of readers in digital platforms. Like there are people who are reading blogs, people reading on Kindle, people reading ebooks. So I think to increase the readership, we need to bring awareness into the digital users and think about publishing stories digitally and not just stick to the traditional ways. And second part is the publicity. So most of the time what I feel is regional writers do fall short if they are not like a big shot writers, or if they are not backed by big publishers. What they usually lack in, not in the content but in the publicity. So whatever you are writing has to reach to maximum number of people first, then they might choose to read you. So to widen your reach, the publicity and molding yourself to the new platform is the mandatory thing.
Tell me what you guys learn in these pandemic days.
Well, apart from the science fiction writers group, I am also running a YouTube channel called Science Bhajani Mandal. For that channel, we have started a series called World After Corona, in which we are interacting with people from various industries, like from entertainment industry, from merchant navy to IT to research, and we are asking them the very simple question, like what has changed into that particular field and how their field is adapting themselves regarding the corona. So that has really given me a very wider perspective to look at the corona. And what I realized is the most important characteristic of human civilization, if we start from even prehistoric times, we are surviving so far because of only one quality, that is the resilience. Like there were so many setbacks, there have been wars, there have been so many natural calamities and disasters, but we still have survived so far. It's because of our resilience. And I think it's all about that, even in the individual life, even if it is not such a pandemic situation, even if it is any small fall in our life, even if it is a very personal loss, but it's the resilience that keeps us fighting back every single time, and it keeps us telling to move on. So I think during this pandemic time, all of them, or maybe most of them, must have realized that show must go on. No matter what happens, we should try to invent or discover or find new ways, or maybe different ways to do the same things, and just continue living and show the resilience towards every calamity that we face. In the conclusion, I can say that science fiction is the genre that can give you innumerable possibilities and also scientific probabilities, and you can dwell between the gray areas between what is probable and what is improbable. But the tricky part is not to go beyond the improbable, but just to mingle around the possibilities and probabilities. So I think it's a very serious genre, and maximum number of writers should try this, at least attempt it. Not everyone can succeed, it's not that easy, but it's in its own way, it's very beautiful, because you draw a framework of limitations around you about scientific facts and not go beyond that, but at the same time you keep your flame of creativity turned on to look beyond what is known and fix it or frame it into the known things. So I can add to the writer's perspective that writers should not be afraid, or writers should not stick to the standard narratives and standard formats of writing. They should write wildly, write openly, and write whatever they want to. So it's very narrow genre compared to the Western countries in India. I think more and more number of people should write. Those who are writing already should write more number of stories, and it should be taken further beyond the standard readership. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, my friends, fellow researchers, fellow editors, writers, and all other dignitaries. This is Deep Ghosh, editor and founder of the Kalpabisho magazine. Kalpabisho is a Bengali web magazine. Uh, at the beginning, I want to thank IASFS for inviting me and introducing Kalpabisho and our works to a broader audience. So I have been given some questions, so I will try to follow up those questions and give you a response to them. I am Deep Ghosh, as I told you. I am the editor of Kalpabisho magazine and one of the founder also. I also translate science fiction science fiction stories from English to Bengali and Bengali to English in the spare time, and I am a science fiction avid reader also, and I do a bit of research work on Bengali science fiction also, the past and the forgotten history of Bengali science fiction. By profession, I'm a computer scientist and I'm working as a doctoral student right now. My second question is, how do you get inspired to devote your time and energy to promote this task? Actually, it was kind of 2015, as I remember. And that time in Bengali science fiction world, what we called Kalpa Bigyan, it was kind of no one is writing science fiction, or at least I can say mature science fiction for mature audience. So whatever they are producing at that time, it was kind of childish science fantasy. So some of us actually thought that we should try to promote science fiction, because we used to read Western science fiction a lot, and we are actually feeling a void in Bengali science fiction, or uh, there was no good stories to read at that time. So we actually come up with the idea of starting a magazine ourselves, and we started Kalpabisha as a web magazine, because we actually look for the other science fiction magazines, and we saw that most of them are already web based. They have went to a web and print or those kind of stuff already. So we thought that it might be a good idea to start a web magazine instead of going for a print magazine, and in distribution channel and everything it will be too much to handle. So at that time we can actually devote ourselves to write and read good science fictions. So we started Kalpabisha, and we started it actually our creed was, we want to write and read good mature science fiction, not science fantasy, not for children or young readers. We want to read and write science fiction for mature audience. So we started 2015, and till now we have already went 5 years, and it's a quarterly issue, so each year we publish 4 issues, and there is a special issue at the end of the year. We keep publishing lots of stories on that issue. So from there we actually started doing lots of other kind of stuffs involving science fiction writing, like we actually started publishing interview from Bengali science fiction writers, some old science fictions and new science fiction writers also. We started finding out about the old science fiction magazines like Ashcharya and Fantastic and Bishay. They used to get published around 1962, 1980 and 1990. All those magazines were lost. Those were kind of a golden age Bengali science fiction magazine to us. They are pulp magazines, but their content was quite good quality. So we started looking for those magazines also, and we actually find out quite some of them in different libraries, and we got digital copies of them, and those are the prized possession of Kalpavisha right now. Lots of other science fiction researchers actually contact us for those copies. And then we actually shifted to printing science fiction books also, because we find out that there is some audience who want to read our stories in book form, because they really can't be very comfortable in digital format. So we started publishing under a new publication house called Kalpavisha Publication in 2019, and we published till now 22 science fiction books in last 2 years almost. So yes, we are now involved in lot of different activity also. In 2018 we have actually there is a science fiction conference in Jadavpur University, and we co-arranged that conference with Jadavpur University. It was an international science fiction conference to celebrate 200 years of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and it was a huge success. Lots of science fiction authors throughout, and of course researchers throughout India went there, and it was a good success. So all these things actually give us lots of hope that Bengali science fiction can be very popular, and lots of good writers are coming up also. They are writing new science fiction, new age science fiction stories for Bengali audience and international audience also. And this also gives us very much hope that to carry on with this magazine and everything for science fiction, Kalpavigyan. How unique is your journal or webzine? So what we already said that our webzine is quarterly. So we actually from the first issue we actually thought that we should introduce the new tropes of science fictions to our regular Bengali Kalpavigyan audience. So in each issue we actually take a specific kind of science fiction, and we introduce those science fiction, those tropes through stories, articles, and different kind of translated works also. For example, we have already done a Bengali Cli-Fi science fiction issue. We have used Russian science fiction as a theme, Japanese science fiction as a theme, cyberpunk. Then we went to many different kind of mecha as a theme, and artificial intelligence, robotics. There are lots of good themes out there which can be incorporated in Bengali science fiction, so that we take those kind of themes in each issues. One of our last issue was about the golden age of science fiction, so that we can at least we can introduce the golden age writer, author, and editors, publishers to and illustrators to our Bengali audience. So each of our issue has a specific theme, and on that theme we have at least 2, 3, or 4 articles on that issue. Then comes some stories, and among those stories there are some translated stories also from different other language. We try to incorporate some science fiction type of article, other articles from sometimes those are also translated, and sometimes those are taken from very old Bengali magazines. And at the end there are some sometimes there are some book reviews are also there to introduce good new science fictions to our Bengali audience. So that's a typical issue's content. And at the month of October, we have a very specific issue every year, and it's a, long time Bengali culture to for every Bengali magazine to publish a Puja Varshiki. That's a kind of a very big issue, very big special issue of Kalpabigyan, and on that issue we actually publish lots of science fictions and fantasy stories. So yeah, that's Kalpabisha for us. And I have to tell you that the Kalpabisha is only Bengali magazine in dealing with science fiction and fantasy right now. There are no other magazine which actually publish science fiction other than Kalpabisha. So yeah, there are lots of new writers coming up who didn't have any place to write till Kalpabisha came up. So they are writing in Kalpabisha and they are publishing their work. They are actually, some of them are publishing internationally also and nationally. So that's a very, very great pride for us that we are helping them to write new stories, helping them to give a new platform to tell their stories to their audience. So that's Kalpabisha. So, best of the time for Kalpabisha, I must say that our best time are very, very beginning, where the magazine was inaugurated by Ashcharya Fantastic editor and a famous science fiction writer and a mentor, science fiction mentor, Sri Adrish Bardhan. Adrish Bardhan inaugurated our magazine, and he was very happy that somebody is going to do the work that he started. He was the pioneer in Bengali science fiction, and he actually invented the term Kalpabigyan. So it was a very moment of pride and joy for us that we have come in contact with him, and he was with us throughout our journey till he passed away a few years back. And another joyous moment for us when Margaret Atwood tweeted about his translated story in Kalpabisha. So that was amazing feeling that Margaret Atwood tweeted about us. And again, for the past few years, there are lots of citing of Kalpabisha in different newspaper, local and Indian newspaper, about Kalpabigyan and other things. And there are some articles have come out in different international journals and books where Kalpabisha is mentioned, our work is mentioned. That also give us great pleasure and joy. But what I can say that our biggest achievement was that we have for the past few years we have made a big impact in Bengali science fiction. People are talking about Kalpabigyan. People are talking about writing and reading Kalpabigyan. That's the biggest achievement for Kalpabisha. Then the challenge that I faced, or Kalpabisha faced, the main challenge is in Bengali. We are writing and we are publishing in Bengali, so that's the biggest challenge that I feel, because lots of good stories that we can't translate right away because of our manpower. Those stories are just remain unheard for a broader audience, like the English speaking audience. We couldn't find a way to gap the there's a big gap. We couldn't find a way how to translate all our good works, because translation costs time and money. So still now we find that this is our biggest challenge. We need to find a way about that. And another challenge is when we started working with Kalpabishya and Kalpabigyan, we found that lots of our heritage, like Kalpabigyan in India, it has started almost 175 years back, but most of his heritage and his history is unheard of. People don't know about those things, and those are actually lost. Most of the things are actually lost, right? Lots of good work, magazine, and lots of stuff in Kalpabik and in Bengali, they are not been preserved for the past few like century. So those informations are lost, and people are doing their research on the only the hearsay. So lots of stuff got misinterpreted. So it's also in need of our work, that we need to find out our root, our history, and we need to establish a proper history of Kalpabigyan. That's also one of our goals, and we are working towards it. We are trying to rebuild a history of Bengali Kalpabigyan, and yeah, we are getting lots of help internationally also for that. We have already with scholar Dr. Bodhisattva Chattopadhyay, we have already worked with him, and he have produced a very good documentary on Bengali Kalpabigyan that will shed lots of light on many unknown many unknown events and stuffs on Bengali Kalpabigyan. I would really like to thank him for that. And at the end, there should be some some message for the viewers. What I want to say to you, all of you, that Bengali Kalpabigyan is very rich, but we need more manpower to translate in other languages, other Indian language also. So if you want somebody want to collaborate, please contact us, and we'll be very happy to collaborate in translating, maybe translating from other language to Bengali also. And also for any science fiction Bengali Kalpabigyan related research, you can also contact us. We will be very happy to help you. And maybe soon we'll start a section on Kalpabishya, our Kalpabishya web magazine in English, and we will try to put some of our stories, translate it and put it in English. So I think that will be helpful to reach a broader audience for our Kalpabishya. So again, thank you everyone, and I'll wish you best of luck for your conference and for the future. Thank you.